You were told no. Stop complaining, keep your head down, walk forward, smile when spoken to. This is just how things are. It could be worse, it could be over there, it could be back the way it was, but it can't be what you're thinking. They're too powerful, too brutal, too supported by the West, Saudi, Israel, broker deals to keep you down and your resources out cheap. Don't stand up, resist, reject, must respect status quos that keep you imprisoned, your outspoken tortured, your economy pillaged. In the US, moderates reinforced myths, working within a system that worked them into nicer houses, brought them $100,000 galas with one-on-ones and one-on-ones with war criminals who will be written about in the next edition of A People's History. The youth rose up, labor, woke up, pessimists, former pan-Arabists and pragmatists, reimagined worldviews, took to squares, took over squares, chanting down with Ben Ali, down with Mubarak, down with the regime, rewriting conventional wisdom with a dreamer's pen. It is not too late. We are not free enough. He may be better than his father, but less evil is still evil. Ruled, squashed, pummeled, broken, backed up against walls, skulls smashed, repainting sidewalks, stabbed in squares, scalped in dungeons, hung in courtyards. Historic presidents support the enslavement of oppressed peoples, talk of a post-racist society as police brutality effaces dreams of Black and Latino youth, creates a jail culture where victims are criminals and 400,000 families a year are broken up by reforming the packaging of ethnic cleansing. Egypt is the US-Mexico border, but Anderson Cooper will never tell you that on TV. Keep your head down. Is no longer a solution. From Tahrir to Wisconsin, people are redefining authority by asserting themselves and electing communities as leaders. We are the future. And that is not a campaign slogan, but a lifestyle that sees snapping fists as a catalyst to resistance, shaking off rulers, corrupt Arab neighbors, leagues of dictators, US imperialism, Israeli hegemony, and old guard dog egos who are bruised by their failures. Revolution doesn't come easy. The world is watching, and much of the world is working against you. Remember that. But you are a people's movement. Your resolve is a revolution. Much of the world is watching, and they're standing with you. Remember that. Okay, we're gonna end on this poem. It's called Only As Equals.
Remi.
What?
Last one?
Yeah. Oh, snap. She just gave me like a hook. She's like, get off the stage. I want to go home. So, okay, I just have to know Palestine. This is Only As Equals, and then I will say goodbye. You want angry? You want angry? You want angry? We're going to go for a walk. We're going to be angry? Okay. Now I got to make it good, because if it sucks, you're going to be like, I should have told you to stop one poem.
Oh, God.
Every time I think of 9/11, I see burning flesh stripping off the bones of Iraqi children in Fallujah. Now Gaza. I tend to memorialize the forgotten, the eclipsing collateral damage of our unpunished crimes, and maybe it's because I'm a numbers guy. Because if I had $1 for every time an Iraqi died since 2003, I'd be a millionaire. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I don't know who to hate more, the governments in the West or the politicians in the East who sell their souls quicker than the oil they export, strong men who use Palestine as a tool to line their pockets and don't give a nickel to their people, quizzing governments who stitch mouths shut for a check from Washington and APEC. How can you be their prototypical anti-Semite if you're signing peace accords to oppress your own people? And then Orientalists and idiots want to talk about how we can't have democracy in the Middle East because of what happened in Gaza. A Hamas boogeyman wrapped in democratic elections. Rahm Emanuel wants to educate me and my people about democracy gone wrong. Why doesn't he try implementing one in Israel first, instead of bowing down to terrorists like his father in the IDF? Lauding a third-rate racist European society that's imploding quicker than its moral standing in the world. Enlightened, like 1950s Afrikaners and slave traders. Just because a house is beautiful doesn't mean the bones you built it on have fully decomposed. The Israeli left is about as alive as Ariel Sharon. I'm sick and tired of asking for permission to resist from antiquated leftists and progressives who care more about keeping it kosher than moving things forward. I put down my pen and waving fists to resist with college kids and Palestinians, boycott and divest, because honestly, who cares about preserving a living when governments are killing civilians? complicity by silence, and reserve units bombing Gaza. Your academics and scholars, theater groups and practitioners are part of the problem. And if logic doesn't fit into your long-term plan of rejecting my right to return, I'm sorry, maybe one day you'll return to reality where my people have babies quicker than Zionists can concoct Jordanian options. I'm not looking for your sympathy or your introspective confessions. Won't sit on my hands until they lose oxygen like the people of Balana and Rafah vote for Barack Obama and pretend that his 22 days of silence was golden while emaciated children starve to death surrounded by their parents' corpses. This can't be America the Beautiful. A criminal with a few positive attributes doesn't alleviate genocide. Bombing Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Iraq, it doesn't make you historic. It makes you as blind and bloodthirsty as the white men that came before you. Apathetic hipsters now excited about a president who broke history but not poverty, occupation, or corporate interests. I'd rather proudly walk through the graveyards of peace accords and failed dialogue sessions than keep seeing my people just as occupied or third-class citizens. We're the gavel that'll slam down like a verdict. I'm not waiting for Israel, America, the Supreme Court to approve it. We'll boycott Leviathan, Caterpillar, and your apartheid companies. We're taking back the right of return and keys to a country because we never asked you to go back to Europe or sit in open-air prisons. I'm not asking for your advice. I'm explaining the decision. You can stay here with us, but only as equals. It's not that you're Israeli. It's that you're wrong. That's why I fight for my people.